Morning guys, James from Karate and Kettlebells. Yesterday I spoke about some goal setting using the SMART principle. There was an element in that I wanted to break down. The M standing for measurable, and what ways you can measure your goals to ensure you are progressing and going to achieve them. Sticking with, let's say it is a fat loss program, the first and greatest tool you can do is taking progress pics. So take selfies or get your loved one to take photos of you, typically back and front and side. They're always good indicators. And the timing on these, you can take them weekly or fortnightly or monthly. Don't keep looking at them, forget about them, file them away. They're really important and really quite powerful tools as you look at them, and you'll see the progress. But don't stew over them. Don't just constantly look at them and think, oh yeah, it's not working, because it does take time. The second one I'll highlight is, and this is more for strength and endurance athletes, but it is a good tool for any person trying to achieve fat loss, because it does a number of things. Helps motivate you because you can see you are progressing, not only in terms of fat loss but also performance. You are becoming fitter, healthier and more powerful. So the second test is any performance-based testing. That is, you might go for a timed run, a 2-kilometre run, a 5-kilometre run. You might try and do a particular bodyweight exercise within a 2-minute period and try and get as many repetitions as possible. That could be push-ups, that could be squats, pull-ups, anything like that. Take this information, keep it, 6 weeks time, retest, see how your numbers stack up. The other one is your 1 repetition max for particular lifts. So if you see the numbers going up in terms of strength and you're able to break through those plateaus, you get a better lift on your bench press, your deadlift, your squat, you are in fact getting stronger. So that's a big tick in the box for that. The third measuring tool I want to mention is body measurements. So either getting skin fold testing, or if you don't have access to calipers, then a good way is just to get a simple measuring tape. And once again, the assistance of a loved one makes it a lot easier here because you measure more places. But if it's just you're doing the affair solo, just a simple measurement around the widest part of your hips and around your belly button. And do that on a weekly basis or a fortnightly basis, and watch that. The last one, to clarify, if you've got someone helping you, then you can take measurements from more of your body parts. For example, going from the bottom up, you can do your calves, your thighs, you've already covered your hips, your stomach, your chest, your shoulders, your arms, and around your neck. The last one I want to mention is jumping on the scales. It's great combined with all the other methods I've mentioned, but if you go off scales alone, it's not a good idea. First of all, you might have weeks where your weight does not change at all, but your strength increases or your performance is at a higher level. There might be weeks where you lose weight, you lose water weight, for example, and then the next week the scales start to climb back up. Now, if you don't implement any of the other methods, let's say you're only focused on the scales, what happens, you see the scales drop every week consistently, the weight is coming off, then suddenly either it stalls or it creeps back up. A lot of people lose motivation by this, and it can cause people to get off the bandwagon altogether, and that diet didn't work. exercise doesn't work for me, whatever excuse you want, and they get off it. Where in actual fact, if you used all of the methods I've just spoken about and same scenario, the scales are creeping down, then it plateaus, and then it goes back up, you'd be able to look at all the data, the whole picture, and you'd be able to see, wow, okay, I've lost a few centimetres off my stomach, and let's say I've had an increase in my shoulders and my hips are bigger. So what that means is, if you're doing the correct resistance training, you may be getting stronger in your shoulders, and you might be breaking records with your deadlift, for example. So your glute muscles are getting bigger, as an example of that. So you can see it's really important to use all 4 methods to get an idea and understanding of the bigger picture, rather than just taking one, especially the scales, because you can see how dangerous it can be. People can look at it and completely derail their own program. So use those 4, very important. For the scales, don't use them every day. At most, use them once a week, preferably fortnightly though, but I understand the need for people who use it weekly. Hopefully this has helped. Comment, share, like, dislike, do what you want. Any questions, please comment below. Thanks.